So let's play that. Let's play the B section of waltz. So that's the middle section. Let's try it. So we're starting on G. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Can you play it for me one time by yourself? And I want you to just concentrate on staying right on the highway. So ready from G. 1, 2, 3. Good. Nice job staying around the highway. Nice vibrato too. Okay, so what do we have to do phrasing with the phrasing? The phrasing. Good question. We've talked about this word before, but it's a tricky word. It means within the musical sentence, so that's a musical idea or a sentence, some notes are going to be more important than other notes. And sometimes how they get more important or less important makes a shape. So if they start really important and then they get less important, the shape would go down like that. Mm-hmm. Or if they start less and then they get more, the shape would be like that. The most common shape is a little bit like that, which just sort of looks like
a mini mountain.
Yeah, like a mountain or a hill, yes. Which one of those shapes are we doing in this B section of waltz? What do you think?
You keep on getting more up, and then comes and then it keeps on going up. The mountain gets higher and higher.
Right, exactly.
It keeps on going down.
Well, let's think about it. Let's think about maybe not going down so much. The notes go down, but let's think about it as getting more and more important to the top of the mountain, then a little taper at the end. We do that a lot on a lot of our book 4 and 5 pieces too. Okay, so we're using our book 4, 5 concept of phrasing. And I want to use another technique that we learned and we've been working on a lot, especially when you've done 3 octave scales, is your lanes, right? So remember when you were book 1 and book 2, what lane did we always play in? Or what was the name we always called it? It starts with an H.
The highway.
Yeah, the highway. And then remember when we started doing higher positions, we did lane 1 was right next to the what?
To the bridge.
Right? And then lane 2 was in between the bridge and the highway. And then lane 3 is the highway. Mm-hmm. Lane 4 is right next to the what?
It's right next to the lane.
Well, what is this thing called?
The fingerboard.
And then lane 5 is a little bit what?
Off the highway.
Yeah, off the highway or over the fingerboard. See how it's like on top of it a little bit?
That's not very split.
Well, you're right. We haven't really played in lane 5. We've talked about playing in lane 3, which is the highway, and we talked about when you play above 3rd position going into lane 2 or even lane 1. But we've never really talked about lane 4 or 5. So we're going to use lane 4 and 5 right now in waltz to help a little with dynamics and phrasing. So we're going to start that section with the G. We're going to start in lane 5. And then as it gets a little bit more intense, or the notes get more important, we're going to move to lane 4. And then when it gets to the most intense part, the highest part, we're going to be in lane 3. Does that make sense? Let's try it. 1. So start in lane 5. Right there. Can you see that's a little bit over the fingerboard? I mean, we're not going to go way over here. Just a little bit. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay in line 5. Now go to lane 4. Now go to lane 3. Okay, good. Did you do your lanes? You know for sure you did? Were you watching it the entire time?
I was watching you.
Okay.
At the same time.
You were watching me. Can you do it this time and watch your lanes, not my lanes? Okay. Ready? Start in lane 5. 1, 2, 3. Stay in line 5. Now go to lane 4. Now go to lane 3. Good. Okay, now I'm here. You do it by yourself. You want a little red? You want me to wipe it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So start on G in lane 5. Yeah. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now go to lane 4. Only 4. Only 4. And now to lane 3. Okay, good. Very good. Now, what happened?
I think when I was supposed to be in lane 4, I went a little bit too far.
Yeah, you went a little bit too far. You got into lane 3 too soon. Try it one more time. Good. Good. You were watching very closely. That's excellent. Here we go. 1. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go to lane 4. Stay in line 4. And then lane 3. Good. Okay, let me help you one time. We're going to do it one more time. I'm going to help you. Ready? Just keep it ready. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Start on G. G. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So in lane 5. Now go to lane 4. Only lane 4. Now go to lane 3 and big bow. Okay, better. It's tricky to change lanes. That's why we didn't learn how to change lanes in book 1 and book 2. We just had to learn how to stay in lane 3. Now that Esther's pretty good at staying in one lane and she's more advanced, we're going to practice moving from lanes. So I would like you guys to do this when you review this week in waltz, but I would also like, as you're reviewing your other pieces for group class and the harvest concert and all those good things we have coming up, I'd like you to see if you can find places, and we'll talk about it in subsequent lessons, but find places where it might be appropriate to change lanes. Okay? And then we can practice really controlling it, because it's tricky, but it's a very good advanced skill. Because you know how I'm always talking about, we got to be able to use our book 4 and 5 techniques in our book 1 pieces. It makes review really valuable. Okay? Excellent.